The snow fell quietly that evening, muffling the noise of the city. People hurried past, their faces hidden under scarves, their eyes glued to the ground. But right there, under a flickering streetlight, an old man stood alone. His coat was elegant but wrinkled, his shoes polished but soaked in slush. He looked lost, not just in direction but in spirit. No one stopped, not a single soul, until a teenage girl riding a rusty old bicycle braked beside him and whispered, "Sir, are you okay?" That moment, that one act of kindness, would change her life forever. Before we continue, don't forget to like this video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to Soul Spark for more true, inspiring stories that touch the heart. It was the kind of cold that bit through every layer of clothing. Maya, a 16-year-old high school student, was on her way home from a late shift at the diner. Her red jacket was torn at the sleeve, her gloves mismatched, and her breath puffed white clouds into the freezing air. She rode carefully through the snow-covered streets, her tires crunching against the icy road. The city was decorated with Christmas lights, yet to Maya, they didn't shine for her. She had too much on her mind. Her mother was sick, the bills were stacking up, and college felt like a dream too far away. As she turned the corner near the park, she noticed him, an elderly man in a long, blue coat, standing by the curb, staring at the street signs with confusion. His silver hair was damp from snow, his hands trembled as he tried to read a folded piece of paper. Pedestrians walked past him, some even stepping around as if he were invisible. One man laughed on his phone, brushing against the old man's shoulder without apology. Maya slowed her bike. She hesitated, she had places to be, and helping strangers didn't pay rent. But something about his eyes, a deep sadness mixed with fear, made her stop. "Sir, do you need help?" Maya asked softly. The man turned, startled. Can't seem to find my way. I was trying to get to Pine Street, but everything looks different." Maya frowned. Pine Street was miles away, across the city. "It's pretty far from here. Do you have someone I can call?" The old man patted his coat helplessly. "I must have dropped my phone. My driver was supposed to pick me up, but I can't remember where we agreed to meet. Something wasn't right." He looked like someone important, yet so lost. His coat was expensive, his shoes pristine, but his eyes were vacant with confusion. Maya glanced around. The crowd didn't care. Cars rushed by, headlights cutting through the snow. So, she made a choice, one that most wouldn't. "Hop on," she said, nodding toward her bike. "I'll take you somewhere warm. We'll figure this out." The old man blinked in surprise, then smiled faintly. "You'd do that for me?" Maya nodded. "It's too cold to be alone out here." He placed a trembling hand on her shoulder as he climbed onto the back of her bicycle. Together, they rode through the snowfall, two unlikely souls connected by fate. The wind was harsh, but Maya pedaled on. The city lights shimmered off the icy streets as they passed closed shops and sleeping houses. "What's your name, dear?" the old man asked, his voice fragile. "Maya," she said, adjusting her hood. "And you?" He smiled wistfully. "Edward." Edward Whitmore. The name sounded familiar, but Maya couldn't place it. Maybe a name she'd heard on the news once, or on a billboard. "You live around here?" she asked. Edward hesitated. "I used to, long ago. My wife and I built our first home near the river. It was a little house with white roses by the porch." Maya could hear the ache in his voice. "She's gone?" He nodded slowly. "A few years ago. After that, I kept myself busy with work. Maybe too busy." The snow fell harder, blanketing their shoulders. The streets blurred into white. Maya's legs ached, but she pushed forward, determined to get him somewhere safe. Finally, they reached the diner where she worked. The lights inside glowed warmly through the frosted windows. She parked the bike and helped Edward inside. Inside, the heat was comforting. The smell of coffee and fresh pie filled the air. Only one waitress remained, cleaning up for the night. "Hey, Maya," she said, "who's this?" "Just someone who got lost," Maya replied. "Can we stay here for a bit?" Her co-worker nodded, concern softening her face. Maya led Edward to a booth near the window. She poured him a cup of coffee and offered her scarf. He accepted both with trembling hands. "You didn't have to do all this," he murmured. Maya shrugged. "You looked like you needed help. That's all." He smiled faintly. "People don't usually stop anymore. Everyone's in such a hurry." She nodded. "Yeah, I get that." They talked for hours about life, regrets, and dreams. Edward listened intently when she spoke about her sick mother and how she worked every night just to keep the lights on. There was something gentle in his eyes, a warmth that reminded her of the grandfather she never had. When the snow finally stopped, Edward looked outside and said softly, "Maya, would you take me to my office in the morning? I believe my assistant will be worried." "Sure," she said, though she couldn't imagine what kind of office an old man without a phone or address could have. The next morning, sunlight broke through the clouds. Maya borrowed her boss's car and drove Edward downtown. As they approached the city center, Edward pointed to a towering glass skyscraper with his name, Whitmore Industries, engraved in silver across the entrance. Maya's heart skipped. "Wait, that's your building?" Edward smiled. "Yes, dear. I'm afraid I've been a bit absent-minded lately. My driver must have panicked when he couldn't find me. Security guards rushed out as soon as they saw him." "Mr. Whitmore, we've been searching for you all night." Maya stepped back, stunned. The man she had helped, the frail, lost old man, was one of the city's richest billionaires. Cameras flashed, assistants hurried forward, and cars lined up at the curb. But Edward didn't move until he turned to Maya and took her hand. "This young lady saved me," he said firmly. "While the world ignored me, she saw me as human. Remember that." The crowd fell silent. A week later, Maya received a letter delivered by courier. Inside was a handwritten note from Edward. "Dear Maya, your kindness reminded me of something I'd forgotten, that wealth means nothing without compassion. I've set up a scholarship in your name. Follow your dreams and never stop helping those who are unseen. With gratitude, Edward Whitmore." Attached was a card granting her full tuition to the best university in the state and a check to cover her mother's treatment. Maya cried that day, tears of disbelief and joy. The old man she had rescued her life in return. Months later, she visited Edward at his office. His health was better, his spirit lighter. He told her he'd started a foundation for helping the homeless, inspired by that snowy night. As they stood by the window overlooking the city, he said softly, "You know, Maya, that night I wasn't just lost on the street. I was lost inside. You gave me something I'd lost long ago, faith." Maya smiled. "You gave me hope." Snow began to fall again outside, gentle, endless, and pure. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video, comment your favorite part, and subscribe to Soul Spark for more inspiring true stories that remind us kindness can change lives. Sometimes the greatest moments happen when no one's watching, when you choose kindness over comfort, compassion over convenience. Maya didn't see a billionaire that night. She saw a lonely old man who needed help. And in that simple act, two lost souls found their way home. Because in the end, wealth fades, fame vanishes, but the light of kindness, that stays forever.